강연TV 시청자 여러분 안녕하십니까. 오늘은 3월 24일 화요일입니다. 오전 5시 36분입니다. 이번 시간은 구약 성경을 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. 창세기 18장 22절부터 영어 성경으로 읽어보겠습니다. And the man turned their faces from thence and went toward Sodom. But Abraham stood yet before the road. And Abraham drew near and said, Wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Peradventure there be 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the price for the 50 righteous that are therein? They be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked. That be far from thee shall not the judge of all the earth to right. And the Lord said, If I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sakes. And Abraham answered and said, Behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord which am but dust and ashes. Peradventure there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous to destroy all the city for lack of 5. And he said, If I find there 45, I will not destroy it. And he spake unto him yet again, and said, Peradventure there shall be 40 pound there. And he said, I will not do it for 40 sake. And he said unto him, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak. Peradventure there shall 30 be found there. And he said, I will not do it if I find 30 there. And he said, Behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord. Peradventure there shall be 20 found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 20's sake. And he said, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak yet, but this once peradventure 10 shall be found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 10's sake. And the Lord went his way as soon as he had left communing with Abraham, and Abraham returned unto his praise. And there came two angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom, and Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, Behold, now my Lord's turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and he shall rise up early, and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house, and he made them a feast, and did and did bake unleavened the bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house around, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, Where are the men which came in to thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. And the Lord went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him. And said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedness, wickedly. Behold, now I have two daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and to eat them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. And they said, Send back. And they said again, This one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will lead us be our judge. Now will we deal also with them. Then we did them, and they pressed sore upon the man, even Lord, and came near to break the door. But the man put forth their hand and pulled the Lord into the house to them, and shut to the door. And they smote the man that we are at the door of the house with blindness, both small and greater, so that they will later themselves to find the door. And the man said unto Lord, Hast thou here any besides the son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place, for we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxen great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord has sent us to destroy it. And the Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But he shamed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened the Lord, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy two daughters which are here, lest to be consumed in the inequality of the city. And while he lingered, the man laid hold upon his hand and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his two daughters, the Lord being merciful unto him. And they brought him forth and set him without the city. And it came to pass when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, escape for thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay though in old plain, escape to the mountain, lest to be consumed. And the Lord said unto them, O not so, my Lord. Behold, now the servant has found grace in thy sight, and although he has magnified thy mercy, which thou hast shewed unto me in saving my life, and I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me and I die. Behold, now this city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape Caesar. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live. And he said unto him, See, I have accepted the concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow this city for the which thou hast spoken. Haste thee escape Caesar, for I cannot do anything till thou become Caesar. Therefore the name of the city was called Zoar. The sun was risen upon the earth when Lord entered into Zoar. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of shelter. And Abraham get up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the road. And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of Paradise. And it came to pass when God destroyed the cities of the plain. Did God remember the Abraham and the sent a Lot out of the midst of the overthrow when he overthrew the cities in the which Lot dwelt. And the road went up out of Zoar and dwelt in the mountain, and his two daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zoar, and he dwelt in a cave, he and his two daughters. And the firstborn said unto the young girl, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of old earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seeds of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay night with my father. Let us make him drink wine in this night also, and go in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made the father drink wine at that night also, and the young girl rose and lay with him, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. This we are both the daughters of Lot with a child by their father, and the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab. The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day. And the younger, she also bare a son, and called his name Ben Ammi. The same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day. And Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country, and dwelt between Kadesh and Hazor, and sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said of Sarah, his wife, she is my sister, and Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night, and said to him, Behold, thou art a dead man, for the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. But Abimelech had not come near her, and he said, Lord, wilt thou slay also right us nation? Said he not unto me, she is my sister, and she, even she herself, said he is my brother in the integrity of my heart, and innocent of my hands have I done this. And God said unto him in a dream, Yeah, I know that thou didst this in the integrity of thy heart. For I also withheld thee from sinning against me. Therefore, suffered I thee not to touch her. Now therefore restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt arrive, and if thou restore her not, no, thou that thou shalt surely die, thou and or that sign. Therefore, Abimelech rose early in the morning and called all his servants and told all these things in their ears, and the men were sore afraid. Then Abimelech called Abraham and said unto him, What hast thou done unto us, and what have I upon thee, that thou hast brought on me and on my kingdom a great sin? Thou hast done thus unto me that ought not to be done. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, What so is thou that thou hast done this thing? And Abraham said, Because I thought surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they will slay me for my wife's sake. And yet indeed she is my sister, she is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother, and she became my wife. And it came to pass when God caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said unto her, This is thy kindness which thou shalt show unto me. At every place whither we shall come, say of me, He is my brother. And Abimelech took sheep and oxen and men servants and woman servants and gave them unto Abraham, and restored him Sarah his wife. And Abimelech said, Behold, my land is before thee, do well, will it please thee? And unto Sarah he said, Behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 piece also of silver. Behold, he is to the covering of the eyes unto all that are with thee, and with all other thus she was reproved. So Abraham prayed unto God, and God healed Abimelech and his wife and his maid servant. And they bear children. For Ruth had passed closed up all the members of the house of Abimelech, because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did unto Sarah as he had spoken. For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time of which God had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old, as God had commanded him. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him. And Sarah said, God has made me to love her, so that all that he will love with me. And she said, who would have said unto Abraham that Sarah should have given her children shock? For I have borne him a son in his old age. And the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had born unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bond woman and her son, for the son of this bond woman shall not be here with my son, even with Esau. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. And God said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the red and because of the bond woman, in all that Sarah has said unto thee. Be hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called. And also of the son of the bond woman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. And Abram arose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder, and the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beer-sheba. And the water was spent in the bottle, and she cast the child under one of the shrubs, and she went on and set her down over against him a good way off, as it were a bow shot. For she said, let me not see the death of the child. And she set up against him and lifted up her voice and wept. And God heard the voice of the red, and the angel of God called Hagar out of heaven and said unto her, what ails thee, Hagar? Fear not, for God has heard the voice of the red where he is. Arise, lift up the red and hold him in thine hand, for I will make him a great nation. And God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled the bottle with water and gave the red drink. and God was with Raja, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness and became an archer. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him wife out of the land of Egypt. And it came to pass at that time that Abimelech and Call at the chief captain of his host spake unto Abraham, saying, God is with thee in all that thou doest. Now therefore swear unto me here by God that thou wilt not deal falsely with me, nor with my son, nor with my son's son, but according to the kindness that I have done unto thee, thou shalt do unto me, and to the land wherein thou hast sojourned. And Abraham said, I will swear. And Abraham reproved Abimelech because of well of water, which Abimelech's servants had violently taken away. And Abimelech said, I would not who has done this thing, neither didst thou tell me, neither yet heard I do it, but today. And Abraham took sheep and oxen and gave them unto Abimelech, and both of them made a covenant. And Abraham set 7 lambs of the flock by themselves. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, what mean these 7 lambs which thou hast set by themselves? And he said, for these 7 lambs, shalt thou take of my hand, that they may be a witness unto me, that I have did this well. Wherefore he called that place Beer-sheba, because there they swear both of them. They made a covenant at Beersheba. Then Abimelech rose up and Behold, the chief captain of his host, and they returned into the land of the Philistines. And Abraham planted a grove in Beersheba and called there on the name of the Lord, the everlasting God. And Abraham sojourned in the Philistines many days. And it came to pass after these things that God did temple to Abraham, and said unto him, Abraham, and he said, Behold, here I am. And he said, take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, Satan, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon on of the mountains which I will tell thee of. And Abraham rose early in the morning and settled his ass and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and they clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up and we went unto the place of which God had told him. Then on the third day, Abraham repeated of his eyes and saw the place of far off. And Abraham said unto his young men, abide ye here with the answer, and I and the already will go younger and worship and come again to you. And Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it upon Isaac his son, and he took the fire in his hand and a knife, and they went both of them together. And Isaac spake unto Abraham his wife, and said, My wife. And he said, Here am I, my son. And he said, Behold the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering? And Abraham said, My son, God will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering. So they went both of them together. And they came to the place which God had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood. And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of the Lord called unto him out of heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here am I. And he said, Lay not thine hand upon the already, neither do anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest God, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son from me. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him a ram caught in a thick kid by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered him up for a burnt offering in the stead of his son. And Abraham called the name of that place Ire, as it is said to this day, in the mount of the Lord it shall be seen. And the angel of the Lord called unto Abraham out of heaven the second time, and said, By myself have I sworn, says the Lord, for because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son. That in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thee as the stars of the heaven, as and as the sand which is upon the sea shore, and thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. So Abraham returned unto his young men, and they rose up and went together to Beersheba, and Abraham dwelt at Beersheba. And he came to pass after these things that it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she has also born children unto thy brother Nahor. Uz, his firstborn, and Uz, his brother, and Bu Kemuel, the father of Aram, and Chizo, and Geset, and Haso, and Pildason, and Idlam, and Baduel, and Baduel begat le Liboga. This 8 Milga did bear to Nahor, Abram's brother, and his concubine, whose name was Louma. She bare also Deba, and Kaham, and Tahasa, and Ma'aka, and Sarah was 107 and 20 years old. This year the years of the life of Sarah, and Sarah died in Kiryat Arba. The same is Hebron in the land of Canaan, and Abraham gave him to mount for Sarah, and to weep for her. And Abraham stood from before his dead, and spake unto the sons of Heth, saying, I am a stranger and a sojourner with you. Give me a possession of a burying place with you, that I may bury my dead out of my sight. And the children of Heth answered Abraham, saying unto him, Here Samaria road to art a mighty prince among us in the choice of our sepulchres. Bury thy dead, none of us shall withhold from his sepulchre, but that dead thou mayest bury the dead. And Abraham stood up and brought himself to the people of the land, even to the children of Heth, and he communed with them, saying, If it be your mind that I should bury my dead out of my sight, hear me, and entreat for me to Hebron, the son of Sohar, that he may give me the cave of Machpelah, which he has, which is in the end of his field, for as much money as it is worth, he shall give it me for a possession of burying place amongst you. And Hebron dwelt among the children of Heth, and Hebron the Hittite answered Abraham in the audience of the children of Heth, even of all that went in at the gate of his city, saying, Nay, my Lord, hear me. The field give I thee, and the cave that is therein I give it thee, in the presence of the sons of my people. Give I it thee, bury thy dead. And Abraham bowed down himself before the people of the land, and he spake unto and he spake unto Abram in the song about the people of the land, saying, But if thou wilt give it, I implore thee, hear me, I will give the money for the field, take it of me, and I will bury my dead there. And Abraham answered Abram, saying unto him, My Lord, hearken unto me. The land is worth 400 shekels of silver. What is that betwixt me and thee, bury therefore the dead. And Abraham hearkened unto Abram, and Abraham weighed to Abram the silver which he had made in the audience of the sons of Het, 400 shekels of silver, current money with the merchant. And the field of Abram, which was in Bella, which was before Mamre, the field, and the cave which was therein, and all the trees that were in the field, that were in all the borders around about, were made sure. To Abraham for possession in the presence of the children of Het, people all that went in at the gate of his city. And after this, Abraham buried Sarah his wife in the cave of the field of Machpelah before Mamre. The same is Hebron in the land of Canaan, and the field and the cave that is therein were made sure unto Abraham for possession of a burying place by the sons of Het. 창세기 23장 20절까지 읽어보았습니다. 24장은 다음 시간에 계속해서 읽어보겠습니다. 시청해주셔서 감사합니다. 안녕히 계십시오.